Well, hello and welcome back, all of YouTube. Week 29 of the Barji weekly workshop walkthrough video. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are in this big wide world of ours. Welcome, I'm Nathan, aka Barji. This is my workshop here, currently in Somersby on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. And every Sunday, we bring you a walkthrough of our workshop to show you what we're getting up to and keep you up to date on all the amazing projects we've got going on here week after week. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's coming up in this week's episode. We'll be looking at this Razorcraft GUNSHOT. Also, we've got 6 metre Edencraft. This is the DPI Fisheries FAD boat. Got that in for some work. Stay tuned for this. The 30-foot Noosacat hole shot back in as well, after a big season on the south coast chasing billfish. We'll be checking back in on the progress of the 620 Sea Devil. Also, let's look at the progress on the custom CNC Mezcal build. The 188 Edgewater, it's back in the workshop. It's had its water test, and also we've started the ceramic coating. We'll check in on all that and bring you some footage from the water as well. And we'll close things out with an update on the 1450 Frontier Stabicraft. Well, as you can see, it's been a big week of fit outs, servicing, water testing, boat show prep, trade show prep, Garmin chaining prep. My gosh, it has just been enormous. Plus, we are still trying to get things in order to make the move over to the new, larger Lizero workshop. But you didn't think any of that would stop me from bringing a weekly workshop walkthrough video this week, did you? Not a bloody chance. Let's kick it off with the Razorcraft GUNSHOT. Let's get cracking. First cab off the rank is this Razorcraft GUNSHOT. It's the first Razorcraft GUNSHOT we've had in the workshop over all of these years. Very, very, very stylish looking boat. It's in for a full fit out, full Garmin fit out and Yamaha outboard power. And that is exactly what we've been concentrating on this week. And there you can see it. We've got the maximum horsepower on the outboard. This is the 250 4.2 litre Yamaha 4-stroke in the pearlescent white, sitting nicely at home on the transom of this boat. This thing is going to be a legit rocket ship with 250 horses on it. You saw the water test from the 565 Edencraft last week. These boats probably sit in a similar category to each other, albeit that 565 is probably closer to a 6 metre boat than this Razorcraft. So I'm expecting good things out of this boat, particularly with the same sort of horsepower on it. Anyhow, you'll see in the fit out, again, we've used our black starboard transom plate. We've machined that in-house. You're actually probably struggling to even see that. It's machined to suit the shape of the transom bracket of the outboard, so that doesn't look like it doesn't belong. So a little bit of extra effort goes a long way towards ensuring that things look like they belong. You've got this beautiful boat. So often do we see just ugly transom boards on there. The engine's all rigged up now through the transom. You'll see the rigging tube going up and through. We've got that nice and high on the top of the corner of the transom there. That's to try and prevent any water ingress. They're relatively watertight, those rigging tubes, but not perfectly watertight. So the higher we can get them, the less the likelihood that we're going to see water getting through that flange and into the boat. So there it is, the absolute beast of a 250 Yami on the back of the GUNSHOT. What do you reckon, Bo? What do you reckon, mate? Yeah, is all right? Pretty good motor? Yeah, what about you, Ziggy? No, you couldn't really care. All right, let's climb in the boat. Let's check out what else we've been up to. So in the transom now, you can see this is the starboard battery lockup. We've got the rigging starting to come through, pulling all that into this area. The battery cables sitting there. Looks like the trim tab cabling, they've been installed at the factory. So no real involvement in that yet, but we will be doing the full and the rest of the fit out under here. We'll be doing all the bilge pumps, transducers, all that sort of stuff's going to come in here. Nice, like this nice big grate. It's a great idea. The Yamaha fuel filter, it's in here as well. Being mounted, oh, it's a bit of a shelf, it's an open shelf. Haven't had a super good look over this boat myself, so you're on this journey of discovery with me at the same time. I like these rigging tubes installed through here, definitely helps us. And the other, this is the port side battery compartment, probably just big enough to fit a couple of decent size N70s, ZZ size batteries in there. This is the live bait tank with a little window in it. This is the hatch to access the live bait tank's pretty small. Big Slimy's going to be struggling to get in or out of there. But again, as I said, it's not a huge boat on its own right, so there are going to be limiting factors to what you can actually achieve from a boat this size. It's got a rod rack down the side, into the side pockets. The stainless has come fitted as well. This is how it's turned up to us with a rocket launcher and bimini style. Rod holders are all in, pop-up cleats. And then further at the front, let's check out up here. Must be something tasty on that number plate because he will not stop licking it. That is disgusting, mate. Whatever that is, it's either shit or it's died. Leave it alone. God, dogs. Anyway, all right. Back at the front, the helm's in. So this is a full electric steer, electric throttle. We're doing level 3 helm master maneuverability on this, meaning it's going to have autopilot as well. So the helm's in. We've got the CL5 installed here as well. We've got the top mount binnacle controls. Again, you would have seen that in the Edencraft video, exactly the same controller. We're going to change the LED lighting here, so we've got red in neutral, green in forward. Some great features just out of Yamaha enabling us to do that. Dash in its own right, quite on the small side. I think you're going to really struggle to get anything too big as far as screen size goes in these. We are going to be bracket mounting a Garmin 8412 here, hopefully. It's going to fit. We're going to do a custom backlit switch panel, plus all the other usual trimmings that a boat like this is going to have. Over the bow, we're going to be installing a 72-inch Minn Kota Instinct Quest on a custom aluminium bracket that we'll fabricate as well. And we'll be pairing that with a 36-volt, 100 amp hour battery too. So quite a bit of gear going in this boat. We're just doing the engine fit off at the moment, so stay tuned for future weeks as we make our way through this fit out. Under the gunnel rigging in here on the Gunshot, you'll see we've used our cable tie saddles available on our website just to try and prevent some of the sag of that engine rigging hose. There's going to be a lot more cabling coming through as we get further into the fit out. And then behind some of the controls, you can see we've actually mounted them up on a foam board, so that way we could screw them off without seeing screws coming through this side. So nice neat job there by the mechanical team to keep up the Barji standard. So well done, guys. And behind the helm, we've got all the engine rigging. It's always a challenge to try and make this look neat. The fitters are probably going to come through and the electricians and probably have their way with it as well when we get to a point where we start fitting out switch panels and all the other instruments that are going to go into this boat. But so far so good, looking great. Next up, let's take a look at the 6 metre offshore, the DPI New South Wales fisheries boat. Righto, so the 6 metre offshore, we've done quite a bit of work on this over the years. We keep it on the road running. We service and maintain the trailer, and that's what it's been in for. Part of its reasons for being in this week. We've just done a full driveline service on the Transstyle trailer, so it's had all new wheel bearings and brake pads installed. They absolutely give them a flogging. This boat travels all the way up and down the east coast, maintaining, installing and removing all the fish attracting devices or fads to attract these things, these tasty critters, dolphin fish or mahi-mahi. We've also carried out annual services on the 2 Suzuki outboards. As always, where engines may be under warranty, we use genuine parts. So just rest assured that the servicing is being done in accordance with the manufacturer's specifications. Both these engines have got a clean bill of health. Everything is looking good, ready and raring to go for another summer season when the time comes. Next up, 30-foot Noosacat hole shot in for its annuals. It's done a couple hundred hours since we serviced these 225 Yammies just before summer last year. We also did an enormous Furuno upgrade on this boat back then too, so you can Go back to around, I think it was November, December last year, and you'll see the enormous amount of work that we did to this. So a few little tweaks and updates after all that work's been carried out. And as I say, the full annual services been done, and the engine's got a clean bill of health. I do want to show you the impellers. So you can see here, they're quite curled over. And also you can see the wear on those leading edges of the impeller blades too. See there, it's in 3 spots. To me, that looks like it's probably been run dry at some period, but well and truly due to be changed. There's no doubt about that. Look at that wear, and it was common on both of them, so it's not like it was only one. This is the second impeller. You can see just how obvious there is the wear is in those impellers. And guys, that's why it's very important. Try and get these out every 100 hours, because you just do not know the condition of them until you've got them in your hand. A lot of the time they'll come out, they don't look too bad. You're basically changing them you know, as a preventative maintenance measure, and then you'll pull them out like this, and you will be so glad you made the decisions to drop the lower unit. So done those, done the inline fuel filters as well. These are quite discoloured. That's normally a green filter, so it's had a fair bit of fuel through it and probably a little bit of dirty fuel as well, so it's done its job. This is what the water separators are looking like. Pretty standard when they live up on the back of the transom. They're only steel, so they do cop a lot of water up there, and again, probably wouldn't have been looking as bad if we got to these at around the 100-hour mark, but there you go. And then spark plugs, it's going to be very hard to see. They're not too bad, but the electrode is starting to round off on the outside, so we screw a set of plugs in there as well. And this will be good for another 100 hours, and probably more likely 200 before we see it back. So there you go, it's the update on Whole Shot for this video. 620 Sea Devil. Climb in and show you what we've been up to this week. So predominantly this week we've been working on pulling cables through the Targa top for everything that's going to be installed on it. We've also changed out the Hella lights. You'll remember from last week, these were white, they're now black. I think they look much more at home on the Targa. It is no easy job. I'm sure anyone that has ever tried pulling massive amounts of cable through stainless steel tube can attest that it does take time. Would have been lovely if these were bigger tubes. We would have had a lot more of an enjoyable time, and would have happened a lot faster too, being able to pull it through. But it is what it is, and you can see now we do have everything through. Still got a little bit of tidying up, and we're not going to finish covering all these and tying them up until everything is connected. So most things are up. We've got lighting in. As you saw the lights here, they're all pulled through as well and looking great. Look at that, how much cable is going through the stainless steel tube work there. It's pretty scary. Hopefully it never needs to come out. All right, but up on the roof there, the anchor light's got wiring through. The Starlink has now been wired through. The MSC-10 satellite compass is through as well. Radar, still a work in progress. The VHF antennas, they're also through the coax, and you can see there it's a white cable normally, but we put some heat shrink over them to make them black. It just makes it look so much nicer. Radar, the cables are in and through the Targa. Really nice design in the canvas work, whoever did this. Big pat on the back. I love it's got like these channels stitched into it. So then the cables can pull through the channels, so they're all concealed from the inside. It's a really neat way to do it. Yeah, definitely great to see, and I think, yes, it's refreshing from our point of view. This bit of white paper up here is the template that we've made for the new radar plate that we're having laser cut and powder coated. So this picks up the 4 original holes from the plate underneath. And we're moving the radar forward, so these are going to pick up the radar mounting holes, and it's going to give us a clearance off the satellite compass back here. So this will be mounted up on top. You won't see anything from below, and everything should be happy in that respect. You'll see we've had to unstitch the cord here off and around the bimini to be able to do all this work. So we'll leave that off right up until the last minute as well, just in case there's any last second changes or anything we've got to go in and modify. And then lastly, The Iris Photon night vision camera, I'm expecting that any day. Promise me, promise. Sorry, not promise me, I'll promise you, you'll be seeing it very soon. That's just a Cat5 cable that we've pulled through there. That's all they need. We'll put an RJ45 connector on it and make it all watertight once it arrives, and then hang it off the bottom here. So that's also been pulled through. So great job by the team to get all that done. What else at the helm? We've got the speed control dials in for the hooker pumps. That's these guys here. More water, less water. Can't really explain that in any other way. The 5-inch gauge for the Garmin autopilot is also in, sitting there looking very, very nice. And also the EPS Dometic Optimus steering controls are also in just under the key switch here. So that is pretty much it for the 620 Devil this week. We didn't spend a full week on it. I only got a couple of days. But we're back to nearly full power this coming week, so stand by as we get into the wiring and electrical rigging of the Devil over the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned. Next up, the big CNC Mezcal plate boat. Fit out is well underway now, so let's check in and see what we've been up to. You'll see down the bottom here on the transom, I'm not sure if these were on in last week's video, but there we go. The Seakeeper Ride's mounted to the transom on both sides of the boat. Underwater lights are in. I know you definitely saw the outboard last week. It's also done. You'll see some cabling pulled through here. That's because we've got some of the wiring into the bilge area already. You'll see down in here, they're quite an awkward boat to work on in these bilge areas. Not a lot of space to get hands and tools and plumbing and the like, but we're getting it done. That's a bilge pump. That's a Sahara auto bilge pump we've installed there on the bottom hull plate. It looks like we might be going with a hooker pump and manifold setup in this boat, so we're just still trying to nut all that out and work out how we're going to bring that together, but it's definitely looking highly likely at the moment. You'll see that there, that's the hooker manifold. We're just sort of trying to work out how things are going to work and the direction elbows and bits and pieces need to be run. But things are coming together okay. That's a galvanic isolator sleeve there for a PS70. We'll be installing that in the new week. And what else? See, we've got more cabling coming through in here. There's the billet fairing that the PS70 will be installed in. We're going to have to slide the boat back off the trailer to be able to get the transducer in. But we've also installed the EMA SS175L. That's the low chirp for the deep water, deep dropping work. It's in. We've done the TDD 1000 MR transducer test prior to installation, and it had a clean bill of health. So all good in that respect. All right, moving along. It's just been a big week on the hull saw in this boat, and that's quite often the way things start. You'll see things like holes for electric trolling motor reel points. They've been installed, starting to map out where the BLA deck wash pump's going to go. Moving, what else we've got? I think that's covering, yeah. So we've done the holes there for the JL Audio speakers on both sides. You can see here as well, those holes are done. I've done cutouts for speakers in here inside the cab and pre-drilled all the holes. So 4 JL 6.5-inch M6 speakers going in this guy. The cutouts in the dash, they came done from Mezcal, which was nice because the dash has also been strung back to pull any warpage out of it as it's been cut. But we have gone in, we've done all the cutouts and holes now for the forward controls for the Yamaha, the EKS start, the lanyard. This is going to have level 4 Helmmaster with joystick and autopilot, and that's the cutout there for the autopilot and the CL5 digital engine 5-inch gauge. And of course the electric helm. So yeah, all that's been cut out this week. We're in the process of installing nav lights. That's the Hella nav light mount there, just waiting to clip it in. This entire cab is being carpeted and headlined. So it's going to have some nice headlining made for the roof here, all the way through outside under this sort of semi-awning area as well. And then from the headlining down, it's going to be carpeted. the carpet all the way through, and that'll be done pretty soon because we need to get that in so we can start fitting off screens. We're carpeting all the way through the cab, all the way up the sides, doing some side cushions as well to soften it up. And then we'll be doing U-deck in the cockpit floor and, in the cabin floor, and all the way through to the cockpit floor, and U-deck all the way along the gunnel tops as well, all the way to the front to the anchor. So that's it. We're installing the anchor on Monday, getting into all that, just trying to get as much of the fit off and the pre-drilling we can done before the upholstery work starts. So it's a little bit of a different sequence of events when we're carpeting all this. Normally that'd be done at the very end, but because we've got to be putting screens and controls and gauges and things over the top of the carpet's got to be in before we get to that stage. So we're feverishly trying to get all our holes and cutouts done so that the carpeting can begin, and then this boat moves into the electrical phase of the fit off. So stay tuned, plenty still coming up here on the CNC Mezcal boat. Next up, the 188 Edgewater. Well, you know what? Let's jump straight to the water test. We've been on the water in the Edgy. It absolutely blew me away. It is such a fun boat to drive. Way drier than I was expecting as well. And the handling with the Seakeeper Ride was next level. Absolutely next level. The whole package has just come together so nicely. So let's get to the water test. Let me show you that, and then we'll come back and show you what else we've been up to this week here in the workshop on it. Marine Rescue Central Coast, Marine Rescue Central Coast, Marine Rescue Central Coast, here's Barji Marine, Barji Marine, Barji Marine, on channel 16, requesting radio check, over.
Barji Marine, Marine Rescue Brisbane Water, Marine Rescue Brisbane Water, can hear you loud and clear. What's your location, please? Over.
Green. Alright guys, welcome back to another relatively beautiful day here at Gosford Waterfront. Today we are finally sea trialling Sean's 188 Edgewater. You've been watching us do the refit on this boat for literally months now. First taste of salt water, everything's gone beautifully well. We've commissioned the entire system. This boat, as you'll remember, it's got a pair of the new Garmin 9013 screens flush mounted in the dashboard. We've also built a beautiful new custom backlit switch panel here as well. Like all boats in the Barji workshop these days, Seakeeper Ride installed, and I've been extremely impressed with how that's actually performed on this smaller hull. The dominance the boat has over the chop, and we've got a fair bit of bay chop in here because we've probably got a solid 15 to 20 knots coming in here out of the south, so it's actually given us a reasonably good test. I put a jacket on, which I've now taken off, but I was expecting to get pretty wet, but that wasn't the case. So the boat stayed dry, which actually surprised me. And I think that Seakeeper Ride system being able to keep the boat and the bow well under control definitely goes a long way towards achieving that dry ride. We've got brand new Yamaha fitted on this as well. So we've got the pearlescent white F200 with a level 3 manoeuvrability package on it. So it's got the electric steering, which you can see and hear here. Beautiful engine. We were returning fuel economy of around 2.1 to 2.2 litres, kilometres per litre when we're just at a nice cruise speed around 22, 23 knots. So exceptionally great fuel economy out of the 200 in this boat. We put 235 litres in the tank, which is what we've got on board as well, and the boat was achieving 43 knots. Again, brand new engine, we're not sitting there wringing its neck for too long, making sure it achieves max revs, which it does, and its top speed absolutely nailed it. The boys in the workshop have got the prop selection on point once again. We've got the level 3 manoeuvrability, as I was mentioning there earlier. This is the autopilot system, so as well as the electric steering, we've got the autopilot. I've got some footage of that. I'll be sharing that throughout this video on just how well that works. The integrated autopilot with the electric steering, you can't beat it. What else have we done here? We've got the Seakeeper Ride, we've got the Scan Strut wireless phone charger in here. Every boat should have one of those. We've got the Garmin black box remote VHF as well, just to kind of declutter this whole dash. And then we've got the Pacific 1.8 metre whip antenna here for the VHF as well. Down the back, we've installed the Glendenning hose reel again in this, so I'll just go and turn this deck wash on. The retractable hose reel, who would have thought in a boat this size? But there you go, another one with it. So very similar to what you've got at home. As I've mentioned, this reaches all the way to the front of the boat, and then you've got your deck wash running through here. There she goes. Good pressure out of that BLA deck wash pump, and then that'll retract back into the there it goes. And then we've also installed the knee wash as well. So again, you can see here, just for washing your hands, getting all that fish guts and stuff off it. No better way of doing it. So great little feature that we're adding to a lot of boats. What else we got down the back? We've installed a pair of hook and 4-inch slimy tubes here as well. Nice position here, they flow straight over the back of the boat, so we're not getting any water splashing, so we can keep those pre-rigged bonito and big slimies in there for the mackerel season or marlin season, whatever the customer ends up choosing to do. That's been a really nice addition to the boat as well. And then if you come around, you'll see we've got JL audio head unit in here. That's been networked back into the Garmin system. We've got 4 of the M6 6.5-inch speakers. We've got 2 up here at the cast platform. They absolutely crank. We've got a little amp in this boat as well, and holy dooly, the clarity coming out of that is exceptional. And then up the bow, we've installed the Garmin MSC satellite compass up here. So that's giving us a really, really accurate GPS signal, and also heading, which also enables us to use heave and pitch compensation, which takes out the roll and the oscillations in the bottom when it's choppy or rough, just like it is today. So you get a really crisp picture on the bottom when you're trying to really get in there and discriminate against reef, sand, rock. And then also, if you've got pelagic fish sitting close to bait schools, it also goes a long way towards really adding a whole new level of target separation. So particularly with the 4K screens on the Garmin 9013s, it's an absolute exceptional package overall. And finally, we've got the Garmin Man Overboard device in there as well. So all bases covered, all box ticked. This boat is definitely one of a kind, and it's probably not too many others in the Edgewater 188 range that are equipped and optioned up as well as this boat is. So let's have a look inside the console. You'd have all seen this over the recent few months. All right, so in the console, the Edgewaters have got a really big console for an 18-foot boat. If you compare it to some of the other boats on the market, this is a standout size console. Makes working in it a lot nicer, that's for sure, but a lot of extra storage. And you'll see when you come in through here, you'll see just the beautiful rigging that we've been able to do, because we've just got so much real estate to work with. So we've got our batteries up the front there. This is also running a 200 amp hour BLA X series lithium battery for the house and all of its accessories. And then it's got a 24 volt 100 amp hour battery for the Minn Kota Altera that it's got mounted on the bow. You'll see a lot of our hardware. A bit of a correction, that's the Fusion hidden stereo. It wasn't a JL stereo like I mentioned. We're using the JL speakers. Again, networked in through the Garmin system. We've got the man overboard there, got the Garmin VHF, the JL audio amp, and then you'll see all of our nice rigging on the inside of the console there. All our fuse panels all nicely labelled, and then above our fuse holders is the BLA battery monitor for the lithium battery, and also the Aegis remote battery isolators and Victron DC-DC chargers. So just to rattle off a little bit of what's in this boat, you're seeing it's an absolutely exceptional rig. Like, I don't think you could tick another box or have anything that really comes close to this. Yeah, so we've got a little bit to go to finish. As far as the fit out is concerned, we're all but done. The commissioning's been great. We're very happy to see this on the water and everything working well. And now it's off to the shipwrights to get the last of the trim fitted, and we're doing the Evercore cork-based flooring in this as well, which is just going to finish it off. And then after that, it gets the ceramic coat applied to the boat, so it's going to get a full detail and a ceramic coat applied to it. This thing is just going to look absolutely sensational once we get to that stage. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the 188 Edgewater build just as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Stay tuned for the next one. All right, how was that? I told you the water test was absolutely epic. I'd love to push this thing out offshore. Unfortunately, the weather and time just beat me really to do that. But as you saw, it performs so damn well. So I can't wait to hand this over to the customer and let him just experience the amazing package there that he's built. But it's back in the workshop, and that's because we've been ceramic coating the boat. So Matt has been in, he's done the prep on the sides of the hull, so he's given it a good buff. We've installed the Rego stickers, probably my least favourite job. And then as you can see here in the time lapse, he goes through, applies the ceramic product to a rag, and then just wipes and smears it over the boat. And then after 2 or 3 minutes, just depending on the time of the year and how quickly that stuff flashes off, he comes straight back through and polishes it out. And that fills all the pores of the fiberglass and gel coat and puts that ceramic finish. It's almost like a microscopic coat of glass all over the boat. And then the end result of that is just a boat you don't need to polish for 3 years. It's super easy to clean. Water just literally doesn't stick to it. So we've done all of the outboard, we've done all the boat sides, gunnels down, and then next week it'll be going back to OHS Yachts to have Evercore installed on the boat. So to do that, we're going to be sanding this aggressive non-skid down all over the deck and all over the all over the gunnel tops and all over the deck floor. And then the Evercore, the side combings and all the upholstery and cushions will be reinstalled. And then it'll be time to hand over to the owner. So stay tuned for all that, guys. All right, last but not least is the 1450 Stabicraft Frontier. We are done with it. The service is complete. The trailer service is also all done now. New discs, new pads, new handbrake cables, new wheel bearings, all done, all re-registered. We've given the boat a bit of a detail and a clean to tart it up and get it ready for another fish slaying session. So all in all, great result here on the 1450 Frontier Stabicraft. Next up is Barji's product of the week, and I'm super excited to be able to show you this, guys. This is the very first one that most of you have probably seen, probably the first one in the country as well, and it is something we're going to be taking to the Sydney Boat Show. And this week's product of the week is the Dredge Reel. This is a purpose-built dredge reel from Big Smart Reels, BSR. This is the BSR Dredge. I've been talking to Melky over at BSR for a long time about the need for something specific for pulling dredges in when we're game fishing. For a long time, I've been using things like mostly deep dropping reels, which most of us do, because the other purpose-built style dredge reels have just been completely price prohibitive. So here it is. He's listened to his market. He's got all the makings of an absolutely incredible purpose-made dredge reel. This is it. It is dual voltage, 12 or 24 volts. The Epoch worked great for me for a number of years, but holy dooly, I'll tell you what, the time it takes to bring a dredge in, you could just about eat an apple start to finish. This is incredibly fast. At 12 volts, this reel is going to rip that dredge in at 90 meters a minute. And if you wire it up to 24 volts, which will also be around half the amps, it's going to be doing 140 meters a minute. So, yep, good luck keeping up with that old striped marlin. I can tell you what, I'm going to be very, very excited to get this fitted up. We're having a custom bridge style teaser rod built by Stu over at Precision Rods. Looking forward to receiving that. This reel itself, you can see, it isn't small. This isn't like your standard sort of Tanacom or Beastmaster. That's my hand for reference. Again, probably not a great reference. What about this? Pair of stripping pliers. You can see it's quite big. 12 kilos, so it needs a decent rod to support it, and also a decent rod holder. You can bridge mount them. There's a number of different options for mounting systems. I'm going to put on a rod because it won't be permanent. It's got a carbon fiber drag system on it. This nice big knurled drag knob here works so nice. It comes with its own cord, and then it's got its very simple function here. This is very similar to the big smart deep drop reels and the Lone Star anchor winch style digital controllers. So it's got a soft start in and out, so you don't need to free spool this to send it out. You can just press out, pre-program the distance that you want it out, and it will just send the dredge straight back to where it was prior to bringing it in. And same for in, and you'll see here it's got a soft start, so it's not just hard in. There it goes, straight out and then back in. Super quiet. It's a brushless motor as well, so it's going to be very efficient. It's got level wind on the front here, so the spool's always going to stay nice and organised. But yeah, super excited about this one. So that's 70 meters of 3mm race spec line on here. It's got a 10-foot power lead with plugs. You can see that there. Also comes with this bulkhead style fitting and also a fly lead. So that's going to make things, it's a nice heavy duty plug as well. Nice stainless steel glands, nice watertight glands throughout. It's got a shaft retaining bolt tool, reel feet with clamp as well, as you can see here, and a mounting bracket with fittings for the hardtop models. So the other cool feature is the reel also, you can use it with a Bluetooth app. So you can see that here. So you can actually control this reel or a number of reels all through Bluetooth using a smartphone app. And there are some products like HelmLink, which are app-based, where you could install it and then actually control these from your compatible multifunction device. So your Garmin, Furunos, all those sorts of screens. So you'll be able to just literally, the skipper will be able to control all the dredge and teaser reels from either their smartphone or their MFD if they've got the capability of setting it up. So it's great to see the innovation, Australian made as well. So well done to the team at Big Smart Reels. Super pumped to get this installed, and hurry up, summer. I cannot wait. You can't come fast enough. I want to get this thing in the water and see what we can do with these cranky striped blue and black marlin here on the east coast of New South Wales. So there you have it, guys. That is another weekly workshop walkthrough video done and dusted, week 29. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Congratulations if you got all the way to the end. Really do appreciate you being here. Like always, guys, if you've seen or enjoyed this video, please like and share it with your mates. Hype it if you're on your mobile or cell phone. And don't forget to subscribe. It really does help get our content out in front of other people with similar interests to yourself. Thank you to my team again for a splendid week. Thank you to all our customers for your patience. Guys, we have the Sydney International Boat Show almost upon us. 30th of July it kicks off. We're going to have the big smart reels. We're going to have all the Garmin gear, Furuno gear, Minn Kota gear, Garmin Kraken, all the product range of ProTek, you name it, Seakeeper gyros, Seakeeper Ride. Guys, we'll be doing deals on everything at the show. We've got a discount code on our website, 15% off the price of boat show tickets. So jump on to the ProTek promo there and you'll find it. Also, don't forget about the ProTek promo. All you got to do is subscribe to our website's newsletter to get a free entry into the comp to win over $6,000 worth of prizes. And then every dollar you spend on ProTek products on the website gets you an additional entry into the competition. It's going great. It's awesome to see the support, so thank you very, very much. But if you haven't got on there, get involved. It's so easy to win. The prizes are absolutely fantastic. All right, well, this week I am off to the BLA trade show. I'll bring some of the video from that event. Next week, I'm also off to Garmin Tech Training at SeaWorld on the Gold Coast to learn about more of all the fantastic new products from Garmin Marine, and also to keep us at the very forefront of all the technical understanding and knowledge so we can continue to maintain and service your Garmin Marine electronics. So stay tuned for all that. But until then, guys, stay safe. Hope you've been able to get in amongst all this mad tuna bite down there on the south coast yet again. It's been great to see so many customers getting used out of their boats and getting amongst the fleet. So awesome to see. All right, that's a wrap. I'm done. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you then.